This is a bonus episode of History as It Happens. It's March 11th, 2026. A regional war so many feared is now engulfing the greater Middle East. In an act of aggression, the U.S. and Israel attacked Iran. Iran retaliated by firing missiles not only into Israel, but also at a bunch of other countries, including Turkey, where NATO air defenses intercepted incoming ballistic missiles on 2 occasions. Turkey, a powerful country of some 90 million people, has interests in the outcome of the ongoing war. It fears the potential for chaos and instability that would result from Iranian state collapse. Meantime, Turkey's relationship with Israel is deteriorating. In mid-February, the former Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett had this to say.
A new Turkish threat is emerging. I want to be very clear. Turkey and Qatar have gained influence in Syria, are seeking influence elsewhere and everywhere throughout the region. And from here, I warn, Turkey is the new Iran. Erdogan is sophisticated, dangerous, and he seeks to encircle Israel. And while some senior Israelis were on Qatar's payroll, Qatar and Turkey are nourishing the Islamic Brotherhood monster that is growing and eventually might become as dangerous as the one created by Iran. Turkey and Qatar are gaining influence not only in Syria, but also in Gaza, through the front door, and everywhere, and trying to create a new choke ring. Turkey is trying to flip Saudi Arabia against us and establish a hostile Sunni axis with nuclear Pakistan.
So is a war possible between Turkey and Israel? If not today, maybe sometime in the future? Turkey is a NATO ally. Would the U.S. defend it if attacked by Israel? These are crazy questions, but no longer outside the realm of possibility. To sort this out, we're joined by historian Howard Eissenstat, a leading expert in the field at St. Lawrence University and the Stockholm University Institute of Turkish Studies. Howard Eissenstat, welcome back. It's been a bit.
Thanks so much, Martin. Good to see you.
Recently, the former Israeli prime minister, a right-wing politician by the name of Naftali Bennett, said something like, Turkey will be the next Iran. Now, if you take a look at Iran today with bombs falling on it and people dying and, burning oil filling the sky with black clouds, that can't sound very comforting from the vantage of Ankara. What was your take on that?
It's something that I've been tracking both in Israeli discourse and in some parts of American discourse about Turkey as the emerging rival to Iran in the region. I think that both countries have been sort of squaring off a little bit, seeing each other as a potential rival, not necessarily in the near term, but in the long term. There's a real danger that they can talk themselves into confrontations that they don't actually need to have.
And that goes for Turkey and Iran, Turkey and Israel, too. Right?
Turkey and Israel, yeah. Obviously, the conflict between Israel and Iran is hot right now. Your guess is as good as mine as to what the immediate fallout of that is going to be. Many in Israel, some people in the United States have started to talk about Turkey as an emerging rival, as an emerging enemy. Turkey, for its part, has started to see Israel in much the same terms. This goes sort of beyond ideology and ideological differences to strategic concerns. They certainly have areas of tension, but I think that they're talking themselves into something.
Yeah, we'll get into that now. I mean, we can't rule out anything based on what's happened in the past year or so, or more than that. The idea of, say, Turkey and Israel coming to blows. So despite rhetoric condemning Israel's attacks on Iranian proxies in recent years, the weakening of those proxies, such as Hezbollah, can serve Turkey's broader strategic objectives, such as its influence in Syria. It helps Turkish influence in Syria if, say, Hezbollah is weakened. But at the same time, Ankara does not approve of a direct attack on the Iranian state. That crosses a red line, right? Can you explain why there's a difference there?
So a slight correction.
Sure.
Turkey was delighted to see the fall of the Assad regime. But at a fundamental level, it divided its frustration with the Assad regime. It also continued to have ties with Iran. It continued to have ties with Hezbollah. It actually condemned the Israeli war on Hezbollah.
To listen to this entire 25-minute episode, tap subscribe now in the show notes. You'll get all of our bonus content, early access, and ad-free listening. Again, tap subscribe now in the show notes or go to historyasithappens.com and subscribe.